Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of our Women in Publishing Summit. Today, we're going to dig into a little bit of a different type of topic. We're going to be talking more about the mindset side and what's happening internally as we write our books and how self-love impacts what we write about. I'm really excited to bring you Marcelle della Faille. Did I say that right?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. She is known as the Attraction Queen. She's an author, mentor, trainer, and law of attraction expert whose first book, here we go, I get to practice my French here, Le secret de la loi d'attraction, the law of attraction secret. I was just telling Marcelle that I used to live in France, so I love the opportunity to practice my French. So it's the law of attraction secret. It quickly became a bestseller in 2005. So you've been writing for a while now. We have a lot of newer authors, but her other books, The Workbook for Law of Attraction Secret, The Prosperity Odyssey, A Secret Within Their Reach for children, all offer valuable lessons on the practical application of the universal applications of attraction and alignment in the personal and professional lives of tens of thousands of readers. Her most recent book, Make Peace with Money, Radiate More Love and Receive More Money, that's a great book we all should read. Teaches you how to transmute money into love in order to stop struggling with it. I need to go buy that book right now. Thanks to this book, abundance and happiness will be the two pillars of your life. I think before we get into welcome. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
I really, really enjoy this topic. And I think that one of the things that's super unique about women and why I wanted to focus on a summit for women is this topic of self-love mindset and money mindset. Because I see when I'm working with different women, whether they're just writing a book or are entrepreneurs trying to grow their business or whether it's a passion, no matter what the reason behind the writing, so many of us struggle with self-value and with this idea of these money issues that we don't deserve to make the money, that we don't deserve, all of these things. And I've told people before that I started off writing about grief, and it was like a horrible place for me because I did not want to make any money from grieving mothers, who I was writing books for. And that's been something over 7 years I've really struggled with until finally my mentor, Kate Butler, told me, listen, you are providing a healing service. Mm-hmm. You are providing a service. You should be compensated for your time. Yes, it is something that you do from love, but it's also a business. And also, if they're not paying you, they're paying somebody. So they may as well be paying someone who's doing it with love and realness. But anyway, that's a total segue just to say that this topic is so important for women to embrace and to really get down into ourselves because as you were telling me before, we have to, you tell us, why is this topic so important?
Well, I've met so many women, I've coached so many of them using law of attraction or the universal laws to manifest their biggest desire. And there was one block that went again and again. It was the block facing money. And so give ourselves permission to receive not only money, but big amounts of money and more than what our parents received or husband or companion received. So it was really something around self-worth and self-love. And so that's why I like to really use that for myself first, the alchemy between love and money, because money is love in such a way that when you go to the restaurant, you give money in exchange for the pleasure you had and the good feelings and everything you ate and the nice moment you share with your friends or yourself even. And so it's really important to see money as it is, really, an energy of love and appreciation first. And as soon as you do that, then you can really tell yourself, okay, I can write a book about grief and ask for money. Because I shared my love, and my love is money, and my money is love. There's no separation between the two, so it's easier than to really give your love and receive money back. for me.
Yeah. And for those of us with really big money blocks, like, I have to constantly remind myself that I want to give back. And if I don't bring in money, I can't give back. So, there is that connection as well. So you're going to be talking mostly about how to love yourself so that we can share it in our writing, so that we can connect better and bring better stuff out into the universe. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you'll be providing in your seminar?
Yes, sure. In fact, as a writer, I've really noticed that when I'm blocked in my writing, it's mainly because I'm not in the love feeling anymore for my readers and for myself. So that's number one. And the second thing is that when you pour love in your writing, in your words, you connect with love before writing, then your book is selling itself. It's like when I go into a bookshop and then suddenly a book just fall off from the shelf, and it's a rendezvous, and it happens when you pour love into your writing. And so it's really, the idea is love yourself so much that when you write, that love is sharing to the world, and then the book is selling itself. And you don't have, of course you do some marketing and you make sure that you're visible and your book is visible, but people will come to your book because they come to you, to your frequency, to your love for yourself and for your readers. And so I'm going to speak about that. I'm going to also tell you about the number one secret behind any writer's success and big success, and also the three errors that beginners writers do. And they kind of simple errors, but we can really transform these errors in gifts so that people really receive something and we receive something from our writing also. So it's always a win-win thing that I want to teach. It's how to be our best writers so that our best readers can come forth and really read what we've written. And then I'm also going to share that for me, at least, writing is one of the best paths to self-development and, of course, abundance. So that I think it's a good time now to start writing what you want to write.
I love everything about this. I mean, for me, when I started writing, it was absolutely never with the intention of being an author or a writer, and I would have never imagined that I would wind up here. It was completely an outlet for grief. And so I do a lot of teaching on writing as a tool to heal, because I tell people now that two things saved me. I lost a child. So I tell people that two things saved me in that time, and that was laughter and writing. And those are kind of the things that I wrap into my being. But it's very, very interesting that even if you come from a place of true love, if you're still suffering on the inside and don't have all of that stuff figured out on the inside, it's still really hard to get that right message out into the world. And so I love this. And then being able to make that connection between your passions and your businesses and making profit from it and moving forward and not feeling guilty about that. But one thing you said that I thought was super interesting was love for readers. That's not something that we talk about very much. Can you expand on that just a little bit?
Well, yes. As I said, I'm not used to being blocked in my writing, except when I'm kind of disconnected from my readers and from the love I have for them, for my writing, of course, but also for the message I want to send them, either through fiction or nonfiction. So it's something that I've noticed, that the connection with our reader eases the way we write. It eases the way we connect with or muse or the creativity realm that we connect to when we get inspirations or insights about what to write. And for me, writing is a way of sharing my love to the world, my love for my passions about law of attraction and the universal laws, but also my love for my family, for my children, for my husband, for my clients, for anybody in the world, and any situation that I love to watch and observe during my process in life. So it's really a sharing thing. It's very important to me. So being connected to my readers is of the utmost importance if I really want to be on track when I'm sharing my message.
Yeah. Well, I think that is so important, and that not that this is our topic, but it definitely boils into the marketing as well. Because if you're connected with your readers, then you know how to find the right people that will not only want to buy your book, but share your book and be impacted by your book. And that's such an important element. And it's something that, frankly, I think a lot of people, especially first-time authors, I think they miss, because I think a lot of times people write their first book for themselves, and then they realize who their reader is and what their reader wants and all of those types of things. So
yeah, that's right. And at the same time, I remember my first books, I wrote them for myself.
mm-hmm.
As a healing thing, as you said, and also because what I noticed is that I needed to kind of shred a lot of dark things inside me when I start writing. And then when all that was gone, I would be able to write from my pure light, from my love, yes.
That's a really good point. That's a really
so
good
there
point.
might be several stages in writing, yeah.
What, if you had to boil down one key takeaway that our listeners will get from your presentation, what will that be?
I would say really writing is a path for self-discovering. It's the best therapy you could offer yourself, in fact. Each book is a kind of small therapy container, but in the nice sense of it, it's how to unveil your gems and your gold and then share it to the world. I'm always kind of marveled by the wisdom that comes out of my connection to my writing.
That's wonderful. Okay, well, I cannot wait to watch this presentation. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm very, very excited to enjoy this with our audience. And I'm sure you will provide all of the information within your presentation, but just for anyone who may be listening right now, where is the best place for people to find you and connect with you?
So it's my website, which is called loveandmoneyalchemy.com. And there you can receive a free chapter of my latest book, Make Peace with Money. So it's a nice way to start knowing me better.
All right, so go to loveandmoneyalchemy.com and grab your free chapter. Thank you so very much for everything that you're sharing with us, and we appreciate you as part of our summit.
Thank you, Alexa. Hi, I'm Marcelle della Faille, writer and mentor of Law of Abundance coaches and Financial Abundance coaches. And I'm really happy to be here with you speaking about writing one of the best alchemy between love and money. And why is it that I chose that topic to speak to you today? Because what I've found is that many writers do not think they can easily attract abundance through their writing. So that's something that I really want to address, because it's too bad for us writers to believe in that and really not fully express ourselves through our words because of that false beliefs. In fact, it's related to what you believe about money and abundance. You think that money is bad because that's what society tells us. But in fact, it's not the right thing to believe. What you want to believe in is that money, that medium, is a medium for love. It's a medium for appreciation. When you spend money, in fact, you are expressing your love or appreciation for the beautiful moment you shared with your friends at the restaurant, or the food that you are buying to be cooked for your family. You see all that kinds of things that you offer to yourself or to others is worth love and is worth money. And as soon as you manage to see money and abundance in that way, as a writer, as a spiritual creator, you'll be able to fully express that divine inspiration that you're getting in your words, in your writings, or in any kind of expression you're showing to the world. So it's very important that you start training your brain and your mind to believe and understand and acknowledge that money is a spiritual medium. It's a medium for your voice. It's a medium for sharing your love to the world and to your readers. So what is the recipe for success as a writer? Simply love yourself more. The writers who have great success show their love for yourself so much that they give themselves permission to write and write and write all day long and publish their writing. And also they train themselves to believe that their writing will be touching the hearts and the souls of so many people on the earth, that they're really impacting what's happening in the world. So your writing is an act of love. It's an act of love for yourself first. You take the decision and the time to write, so you're showing yourself that you love yourself so much, you let the inner divine part in you express its greatness outward. So fiction or non-fiction writing is simply letting that divine voice express its wisdom through your words or the words of your characters. And you're doing what you love. You're doing what you love the most, so you can feel passionate all day long, writing, thinking about your writing, getting inspired about your writing, and you share that high energy of passion through your environment and through the pages of your books or your articles or your blogs. Then it's an act of love for your readers, because you get insights through your writing and you share them to your readers. Taking the time to write and publish your writings through your blog, through your articles, through your ebooks or books, giving workshops about your content, is expressing your love to your fellow human beings. You connect with them through your writing, and you inspire them to love themselves so much also, to give themselves permission to express their greatness too. It's a beautiful cycle of giving and receiving and sharing, so you become a role model for the people who resonate to your message. And then writing is an act of love for the world, because you really give your contribution to the grand scheme of evolution and expansion through your writing. You are responsible for what you are broadcasting in the world through not only your words, but also the tone of your speech, the pictures you describe in your fiction or non-fiction works. They all have an impact on your readers, and they change the world as it is today. So your words create new worlds. So ask yourself this question: what new worlds do you want to create and see created in this universe today? And then speak your world in that way. So what is the number one secret behind any writer's success? It's the love for themselves. It has nothing to do with marketing. It has a lot to do with their self-love, their own love. They love themselves so much that let no obstacles get in the way of their passion for writing. They write no matter what. And sometimes I have to remind myself of those words because my mind would rather have me doing something else than dive into the unknown realms that are opened through my writing. So I'll be doing the washing up, or I'll be reading my emails, or go on Facebook or Instagram to read the posts, while my inner divine side would tell me, write, go and write. So remember, writers write. You want to write as a writer. So now, what are the 3 errors that beginner writers make? The first one is they write for money. Lots of beginner writers today write for the money. And what you want to do is write for yourself and for the love of yourself. And then for the love of your readers and the love for the world. Because that love will radiate through your word, through your pages, and your book will be a magnet for the readers who are on the same wavelength as you are. You see? And then your books will change the world around you. That's how you want to think about it. You write for love, not for money. And remember that the money you get from the buying of your books is love. It's a medium for love. Then the second error is to believe that the book will bring them lots of money. So it's the idea that you write a book and then you become a millionaire or a billionaire. And it may be true, but not for so many people. What is true is that it's your emotion and your feelings while you are writing your book that matter. It's how you share that love to the world. And of course, it's having a love-based marketing plan, because your book will not sell itself alone. Yes, you can have that book appear in front of somebody, or one of your followers may share your book post from your Facebook page to his or her Facebook page. But if you want to sell a lot of books, you really need to have a marketing plan, or I would say a communication plan, because marketing is just getting into a relationship with your readers or with people who are resonating with your words. A writer is a businessman or businesswoman and a salesperson. Everybody on earth is a creator, a divine creator, and thus a salesperson, because we are selling ourselves all day long. As soon as we appear somewhere, we are selling our vibration to the world. We are sharing it to the world. So it's important to really consider yourself not only as a writer, but as a publisher, as somebody who broadcasts his or her vibration and frequency to the world through the words. Your speech, your words, your verb, and you just expand it. You just share it as much as possible. So having a clear plan is very important. Or you can decide to delegate that part, the publishing thing, the revising thing, to somebody else or an agency who does it for you. It's another option. But you learn to practice and balance the practical tasks, writing, revising, speaking about your book, publishing them, broadcasting them, and the spiritual task, like aligning yourself before writing, listening to the voice inside your head and your heart, letting yourself be inspired by that voice, realigning yourself throughout your day, and even more when you stop being inspired, transform your false beliefs about the quality of your writing or the frequency of your writing, or any false beliefs that you have inherited and held until now around the idea of being a writer and writing. And three, another error of beginners is that they believe that money defines their success as a writer. And in fact, it's not true. Money is only part of that success. It's the flow of love and creativity that you are contributing to that defines your success. Because feeling fulfilled by what you write, when you write, for whom you write, and then receiving the feedback from your readers, that's what defines your success. And that feeling of fulfillment fuels your will to go on writing and be the best writer in the world. What I believe deeply is that writing is the best path to self-development in the world right now. Why? Because everybody writes. Everybody is writing something at some point in the day. We are writing all the time. We just don't notice it. You write blogs, you write emails, you write your list for shopping, you write your IDs, you take notes, you write letters, messages. Writing is the best self-development path today because intention, creativity, transformation, expansion are opening themselves in front of us when we write. We are getting channeled ideas and thoughts. We are channeling them from source. So you want to write with a clear intention of being the best in your words. And then the money will follow through your readers and the opportunities that will show up. So it's the most powerful way to empower change in the world today, out of any conflicts or any biases. You take a stand, you express your truth, you radiate your energy, your light, and you share it with as many people as possible. And even only one reader can make a change and share your thoughts and ideas, or his or her own thoughts and ideas to his or her environment, and then contribute to making an impact into the world. You see? So for me, writing today is the best path for self-development and for increasing the consciousness in the world. And even more, the abundance consciousness of people around us. Because as a writer, if you manage to believe that money is a medium for love and that your writing is a medium for love, then you can stop entertaining the false belief that you only have to be spiritual or rich. No, you can be both. You can be spiritual and create a lot of money through your high and lofty words and ideas and thoughts, you see? So I want to really help you and encourage you to align yourself to the divine voice inside of you and write, write, write. That's the only recipe for your utmost contribution to the world as a writer who lives her dream of writing and sharing her passion. So I want to conclude just with some words from God through Neil Donald Walsh. Words that say, there is a light which cannot ever be extinguished. It's inside of you, it is you. Let your light so shine upon the world that the world will know who you really are, and its people will know why they really are as well, through the light of your example. The darkness of our world awaits you, not to engulf you, but to be transformed by you, and I would add, and to be transformed by your words. So enjoy this. Remind yourself that as a writer, you express the divine voice within you, and you create a real act of love for you, for your readers, and for the world. So let's go write.